G'day, welcome to 2020 and welcome to chapter 29 of my RX323 Resto videos. I hope you had a nice Christmas. I hope your New Year's going well. I've started back on work on my 323 and just checking and making sure all the gauges and all that are working well. I make sure the tacho's working, speedo, oil pressure gauge. I run the engine and get it up to operating temperature and check all that out as well. And I get in trouble from my neighbours. So, just a quick shout out, don't forget there's one of my good friends, Mark Rogers, he's doing an RX7 as well, so just search for Mark Rogers and just check out his channel as well. He's doing some great work on that, and it's finally nice to see the skid factory finally doing some rotary stuff as well. So, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I'm just going over and just buttoning up a few things I hadn't done already. So just with the tacho, I hadn't gone through and done the setup for it. So in the instructions here, it says you need to clip some wire. So if it's an 8-cylinder, there's no adjustment necessary. 4 cylinders, you clip the brown wire only. If it's a 4-cylinder, you've got to clip the brown and the orange wire. So I've done that on the back of the tacho. I've clipped both the brown and the orange wire. It just changes the pulse. It makes the tacho read right. So now I can put all this back together. I'll tape all this up so it's out of the way. Alright, so I've got the plug on this end here. I've got the plug in my wiring harness, which is just there. So I'm going to feed this back through here. So I've also got to mount up my shift light too. So I'll put this back through there. And the shift light. Sounds mad. That's good to see the tacho works. So I was going to check a few more gauges around the car. So oil and fuel pressure. So let's check those now. Okay, it's time to set the fuel pressure on the car. So this is the fuel pressure gauge on the fuel regulator, which is on the return line from the fuel rails. Here's the fuel coming out of the fuel filter into the rails. So I'll just turn the key on. You hear the pumps run. You can see the gauge, it doesn't move. It needs to be around about 3 bar, which is about 3. It's 1, 2, 3, it's maybe 3.5. So I'll just, you hear the pump change. Oh, let's cycle that again. So now you just tighten that up. All right. And there's a little nut that goes on top, just so it doesn't unscrew again. Just nip that up, and I'll just double check it. Perfect. Okay, the idle of the car is just a little bit low, so what I'm going to do, this is the screw here for the throttle plate and the base plate, so I've just adjusted that open a little bit further. But as a consequence, as you can see here, my throttle position switch is now saying it's open 3%. So now I just have to make an adjustment there just to bring that down. So all you do is just crack these 2 screws and just turn it just a little bit just to bring it back to 0. So I've cracked those screws on the throttle position switch. So if I just turn it just a bit more. That's it, now it's reading 0. The important point with this is there's 3 maps in the Microtech ECU, one for idle, one for off idle, and another one for full throttle. So it's just important to have that one at 0 so you get a proper reading. I'm back inside the car now, so I'm just going to go through the throttle just to make sure I've got full 100%. So I'm just pressing down the accelerator pedal. Yeah, that's good. Love the sound of that clock. It just reminds me of Back to the Future. So I'm back in the car, I'm just tidying everything up. So I've got everything back in with the tachos all back in. I've put most of the trims back in. I've put the instruments back in, and just run the car up, make sure the speedo is working and it works good. Put all the steering column stuff and that back together as well. I removed the choke cable and just actually pulled the cable off the back of this and just cut it and left that back in there. I like the looks of the old idea of just having a choke cable there. I've actually just gone over this with just some white paint and just wiped off the excess just to fill that in so it looks like it's still there. And I've just tied it up under the bonnet as well. Just fixed up the wiring, just put all that back in, put the fuse box back in. I had a choke cable that was coming out going here. I've tied that back up as well. I'm going to tidy up the wiring just down here with the coils. It looks a bit tacky like that. So I've had the car running for a while now, just bringing it up to temperature. As you can see, the water temperatures, I got up to about 94. I have the fans set to come in at about 90, so I'll have to check out and see why the fans didn't come on. That's going to be one of my next tasks to do. That's the first time I've ran the car and got it up to operating temperature. I'll need to look into that fan issue to see what's going on. So you probably heard in this video and a few other videos, the exhaust is basically straight out. It runs straight out and dumps straight underneath the driver's seat. There's no mufflers, no nothing on it, so it's pretty loud. There's two issues with that. One, when I rev it, it belches out flames and melts the mat that the car's sitting on. And two, my neighbours, they're starting to complain. So a few of you probably already know I've got a Mustang as well, which I'll show you. So this is my Mustang. It's a model year 16. It's one of the first ones to arrive. I ordered it when Ford first announced that they were going to release the Mustang in right-hand drive to Australia. I had a long wait. It's like 15 months to wait for the car. And in that time I was waiting, I ordered an exhaust system and I ordered a cold air intake as well. So the interesting thing about that was I put it on and the neighbour across the road who drives that Prius over there hates it. He came over to my wife and he said, "Hey, when's your husband getting rid of that Mustang?" My wife goes, "Oh no, he loves it. He says, it wakes me up every bloody morning." Well, he's just come over and complained about my little Mazda running too. So to you, Mr. Prius owner, jam it up, yeah. Alright, that's it for chapter 9. I hope you enjoyed it. So the next thing I'll be tackling is try and sort out that fan issue, and I might even take a look at seeing what I can do with the exhaust system. So if you liked the video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye now.